What has been the most popular side quest in the last 12 months? You know me, I like a side quest. Most of the time. For about a week and then it just... yeah. Side quests in general is always like an interesting topic point, especially because these are different but regular types of events, quests, with stalls, other stuff that kind of feel like over the space of several years, some of them have been, well, it literally is, some of them have been good, but a large quantity haven't been very good at all. And especially with June, like, yeah, people were not really feeling on the June side quest. I personally liked it, but I gave the reason in this video, which is on screen right now, as to, like, you know, why I personally felt it was good, but it was good for the wrong reasons, and that was indeed the bug. And it got me thinking about doing more with the community tab. I'm doing more with the community tab in general, just to kind of, like, you know, gauge opinion from the community, get thoughts, put together stats, information, and create content that's very much community themed and also bring community together. There's some fun stuff and funny stuff at times, like, you know, I've recently been doing the Who Was First MCOC quiz, and I'm going to be doing like a few more of these as well as a brand new series coming up. So I don't know if anybody's seen this on my channel. Actually, you probably won't, because I think I've got to upload a piece of content in order for it to be relevant and work. And that is, I'm doing a new playlist. It's called the Secret or Rare Champions of Marvel Contest of Champions series. And it's going to be a really interesting one. And I'm going to bulk and build a load of content and put it out very, very soon. So look out for it. It honestly is one of the most enjoyable series, MCOC series, that I've done in a long time. Probably on the scale of MCN as kind of my favorite. And just the research that's gone into it, the time and effort. Like, it's going to be a good one, I promise. But I digress. Back to the community tab and polls. Now, I wanted to poll over the last 12 months, what side quest has tickled your fancy? Made you feel like this was good, this was enjoyable. By the way, I did make a mistake in that the Gallon Goes to 2022 is actually in the wrong month. It's in the wrong order. I think it's a case of, like, one is meant to go into the other. That was I've kind of messed up the sequence with it, but I think a lot of people knew what they wanted when they came to voting for it. But interesting, because first of all, Gallon Goes to 2022 got most of the votes. But the thing is, I do need to bear in mind, and everyone else needs to bear in mind, and as people said in the comments for these particular, like, polls, is a lot of the time people can't remember a lot of these things and quests, and that's a problem, because sometimes, well, most of the time, you should be like, these quests should be rememberable, memorable, enjoyable. And that means that you're like, right, well, I cannot wait for a similar style quest to come back. And that's certainly not the case. But in any case, again, back to the point of this. There was 3 stages of this voting for 4. You know, 3 times 4 is 12. So in the first one, it was Gallon Goes to 2022. In the second one, it was Mojo's Choice, the January 2023 quest. And in the final one, it was Sinister Vaults, which I dated correctly in this one of April 2023. But when we got to the final votes, I called it April 2022. Now, I did poll all 3 in the end, and we'll find out which one was the best one or most favourite side quest, because I can't really say it's like best and worst, because it's like, it's favourite, one you enjoyed, one you might remember. And we'll have a look at that towards the end, after we look at each individual of the final 3, which was Sinister Vaults, Gallon Goes to 2022, and Mojo's Choice. So let's have a look at what those particular quests. So I've actually just realised that the Gallon's quest, it wasn't called Gallon Goes to 2022. It was, in case it's like Gallon Goes, and it's Gallon Goes to different types of years. I now remember this quest. Like, honestly, as I said, like, one of the big things would be, like, quests that are memorable. And that's the big thing of, like, you know, the last 12 months. Quests that are memorable, just not there. For me personally, some of my most memorable quests have been Sinister Labs, which is Sinister Vaults, which is mentioned, and also it's been the Incursions-based quest, which I personally enjoyed. Those are only 2 that I can think of that I actually enjoyed. There may be something else, but, you know, look, Gallon Goes. Look, that was I need to stop saying look so much, but you can see on the screen. The gate elements to this, you need a version of a champ in order to go through a certain section, and that's something that's interesting, isn't it? Because It's odd that people would resonate a lot with a gating based system, but it's not our most popular out of the three, and that may be the reason as to why. Maybe the rewards were good and that's what people remember of it. Maybe there was something unique about it again that people remember about it. Like, I remember the side quest of May, and you could get free energy refills. That's something I personally remember, but look, at the end of the day, some people remember different things for whatever reasons. Our next example of one of the top three of quests that the player base liked or resonated with was something from 2023. So with something in 2022, like I think it was like September time, or with the Gallon one, but this one was January 2023. 100% on this one, because, well, look, I got the info up and it says, you know, it's Jan 2023 and then going into February. So 5 difficulties. I think this is the new Thronebreaker difficulty, and that's weird, isn't it? Because Thronebreaker difficulty would have been added in the 2023s, but not in 2022. So it's odd that the Gallon one, the Gallon quest was the one that interests players. But again, weird things happen with people's interest. But what is it all about? What was Mojo's Choice all about? And this was, I guess, again, it was kind of like a weird thing because you had this kind of vote ballot box thing. Yeah, there was solo objectives. Here's a video by Peppy Pepper going over that, where I remember this was the one, I think, with the broken node that Kabam had to compensate against. That's honestly going back quite a way. I can't remember what it was called, the node in particular, but it's the one where it's going to bug me, this, but it's the unstoppable one, and you have to intercept it in order to remove it. Can't remember what it is. I think it just faced off against it in my Incursions run, which is just like, I can't believe it. I kind of like can't remember it. But there was a lot of weird champions with it. Again, like, this may have been one of these interesting ones because it's I think it was a weekly opening type quest situation, which again, like, this is something that the player base do like. It's like it's regularity with it at the end of the day with this stuff. So like a little bit each and every week. Week 1 to week 4, you know, that's something that the player base like because it's regularity rather than a lot of the stuff that you've seen in recent months. It's what it is. Now, the weirdest thing about this is that, and as you can see on screen, like the winning vote of like favorite side quest of the last 12 months goes to Sinister Vaults. I am surprised by that, but not surprised. I'm surprised because this was such a bugbear of a quest for the player base. Mainly because we had all the coding stuff. But all the codes were unlocked very, very easily and straightforward. If you remember, and I had to like dig out my old side quest guide for this one, you could pick and choose where you spent your keys as to what you took home. And as I kind of like worked out in the past, there's better ways to get, like, you know, if you want your Sinister Shards, you could do things on threat level 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, and pick up some good stuff. Whether or not you sacrifice things like gold, you could pick yourself up some shards of stuff. And, you know, Cat Murdoch was putting out some amazing infographics to help out the player base. There's an example here of the stuff and the work. We had the code, we had objectives, we had all these things and more. So I think that's really the thing that maybe the player base were interested in. Like, number one, camaraderie between us as a community to go, you know, let's look at this option. This is the option. This is the, not option, this is the code. This is where you go for this. This is where you go for that. You can choose this, you can choose that. And Kabam gave an option that you could go and do, I think they said you have enough for 2 difficulties, but as I said, you don't have to do 2 difficulties. You could have done the threat level 5 for a lot of people that did do that, 2,500 plus 5,000 plus 7,000. So that's 10,000 6-star shards, if I've got that right, from that difficulty. You then go on to threat level 4, and that was adding in 2,000 to 8, so that's 8,000 there. That seems a little bit less. Maybe that was because there was more rewards rooted in other places with it. But yeah, 18,000 6-star shards. But again, you could go down to other areas and kind of like change up your spending habits and go like, okay, well, if I go down to threat level 3, then you could get 2,500 6-star shards, which essentially is the uncollected side of things, and pick up that. And I can't remember if there was specific gating systems that, not gating systems, specific progression gating on certain stuff, so you could have more access to different ones, which meant you're able to take home a bit more. But still, you were able to kind of like pick and choose what you wanted to pick up rewards wise, rather than in some cases you're very much rooted to what you do, going, oh well, you can only pick up this amount and you have to do this particular difficulty, the same way that Metal Infestation this month is what you have to do this difficulty. But I would say that it's really good this month if you are able to pick and choose what you want to pick up. And for me, smashing out that side quest within 1 week was fantastic, because then I get to focus on other things rather than going, oh, I must go in and do that, or, you know, today I must do this, I must go in and do my run, and then you forget about it because there's more important things to do. So, you know, swings and roundabouts with it. So I guess that's why it is such a popular side quest, or has been a popular side quest, because it has that kind of flashback to Mutant Treasure Island. Not completely, I would say, not 100% like Mutant Treasure Island, but the idea that you go in and you basically pick and choose the rewards that you want is, and ultimately, enjoyable. And I think that's something that's good. I know that like the store is like, well, the store's about picking your own rewards, but no, this is different in that it's like you only have to go to one place, and a lot of the time going to one place to get your rewards, as opposed to going, oh, I've got to think about how I'm spending in the store, and I've got to think about this, I've got to think about that. It's nice to just go like all in one place, all in one mode, all in one house, and then it's like, you know, it's just more neater, tidier. And I guess that's why people are liking this one as one of their favorite ones for the last 12 months. In any case, I'm going to end the video here because there's a lot of stuff we've already gone over with this, and it was very interesting to get this info. We got lots of fun videos. I'm not quite sure. I think I'm doing a guide as my second video today, which I need to kind of research and stuff. Also, if you notice if I'm wearing like t-shirts, it looks like I've been wearing it for the last 3 days. It's not. It's just a case of like, due to like a new scheduling, I have to make a lot of content whenever I get available time. So yeah, just ideas, formulate, put out, and stuff like that. Thank you for the support, and thank you for the understanding. But I'll try and do as much as possible, kind of like new stuff and also guide stuff whenever I can. So yeah, look forward to seeing you in a live stream or in a video soon. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Check out some other content located on screen. Much love for now. Tatty buys, tatty buys.